Mercy has also been eliminated.
Oh my goodness, this is for this stage. I mean, we've got a lot of back and forth situation that happened for for a while there. I mean, 5 teams having those trade-offs is kind of beautiful to watch. But anyway, it's not beautiful at all for those teams that just got eliminated. I mean, we're talking about the final 9 teams we have on stage here. So far, we're looking at LOD Nexus, again, a team from Bhutan going up against the top dogs right here, DRS, the Real Soldiers. We got Gyante making a move up against Beast, completely eliminating him, which brings down 3 players from the side of Nexus. But it's a great maneuver, though, great counter coming from Nexus, because they were able to put down one from DRS, but it is still A-okay. I mean, Gyante is trying to pick up his teammate, while Delta is buying a little time for the team to recuperate. He's trying to keep the enemies at bay here. Nexus obviously is trying to regroup as well. There's a need for them to kind of heal up in this situation, but DRS is back on their feet. They're a 4-man strong once again here, ladies and gents, and I do wonder if they're going to still pick up a fight here. Killer YT unfortunately caught some bullets coming from Keto, and now he's down on the ground once again. But the fight continues on. We've got Wimpy coming on and next, putting down Gyante, and now this is the push that we have been waiting for. LOD Nexus being so aggressive, showing teeth, and DRS already out!
Oh my God, they have been eliminated right there, and then LOD. They just got those eliminations on towards the DRS side. They did it beautifully. Elimination. That's a huge, I would say, a factor now. DRS might be in a pickle as well if the next matchups are often towards their side. But Loco taking the fight against the team LOD, alongside of the fact that we are seeing the Mystic Twisted getting eliminated as well. There is another team fighting off the dust. We are into the top 7, ladies and gentlemen. From this point onward, at least a single point will be awarded to the teams, but LOD Nexus is the one that's going to get eliminated on the hashtag number 7, and from this point onward, we have total of 16 players, 6 teams, KOM, Jetty Squad, a trio on both sides, Netpex still alive, the full squad, then we have Hyena Esports with a trio as well, RX with a duo, and alongside of that, 4 death machines with just a solo player, but it's a trade-off coming around. Jetty Squad versus Netpex, it's happening, both players, both parties are going to get a single knockdown onto their side, but the single grenade, Rex, come on, you should have thrown it right in the compound, not on the rooftop. Now go for the revive, get the revive as soon as possible. Revive right now. You are kind of in a safe spot area. You can still manage to get more elimination, but OK Jetty is finally going to be taken down. It's a knockdown, it's a confirmation, and just looking at this, we are almost down to the very last guy maybe on the Jetty squad.
You know, Netpex is trying to get the rhythm back again for the final day of the grand finals. Obviously, I mean, that was a solid performance right there, eliminating the 3 boys from Juddy Squad. Great communication, great execution coming from Netpex Esports. And again, we're just looking for consistency here. Now, for Juddy, they're still alive, but we're talking about a sole survivor here. So I'm pretty sure that he's going to be chilling for now. I mean, he's not going to take up any fights because he would want to focus on getting to the last few zones for this match and maybe getting some placement points for that matter. But 6 teams remaining here. We're already at stage 7, so you just know that the circle has already shrinked into a small one, so it's getting a little crowded. Netpex continues to hunt down the last remaining player coming from Juddy Squad, which is, of course, Xerox. Now, a while ago, LD Nexus had been completely eliminated, but I think they're pretty happy with the performance just because they actually fought a DRS and was successful in sending them back into the lobby. So that much already is like a happy performance coming from the side of LOD Nexus. Now, 4 death machines, there's a high pressure right there, but Netpex just made sure that he will not see the light of day here in Erangel.
I mean, the pressure got elevated at this point as he went back to the lobby. Now we're down to the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. We have Hyena Esports, so 5 eliminations, 3 players standing. Jetty Squad as a solo. It's a duo. Netpex the only team that I can see so far with a full squad, and with full squad, I would say it comes with a lot of responsibility that, yeah, you have to now at this point, because you are having the most upper advantage against all of the teams. You have the highest chance of getting that chicken dinner for yourself. This puts you into the position that, okay, if you don't play that good, you might be criticized for that because you had the 4-man, you had the man advantage, you had the location, you had the rotation for yourself, but you still couldn't do that. But there we go, another grenade is going to go over there. Mukesh could have been eliminated, but Jetty Squad is going to be the first team out of this top 5 that might get knocked down. There is a grenade onto the Mukesh side. Mukesh gets a knock, almost a knockdown. But with the damage being done, Precious getting that grenade near him. Another one coming around. It's a grenade. It's a red zone. It's a mini red zone, ladies and gentlemen. The play has been spotted. Has with the jump shots coming around. Precious knocked down and eliminated out of the vicinity. Oh my God. On the backside, we saw Pika Hyena getting Mukesh down, eliminated, meaning we are officially down to the top 3 with 8 players remaining. Hyena knows exactly what they need to do for the final day of the grand finals. I mean, they have been one of the top performing teams during the playoffs, and sure, this is not the same gameplay that we kind of expected coming from Hyena Esports, but now they're stepping up. They're showing up for the final day. I mean, they're already managed to be part of the top 3 teams here for the first round in Erangel. So, yeah, I mean, it's looking good for the side of Hyena. They also have a 37% chance of bagging the first chicken dinner. Same thing goes for KOM. I mean, we've got at least two top performing teams here. I mean, Killer Commandos have been consistent since day number 1, and now we're looking at our first map here in Erangel, and I feel like they're really prepared
to score the chicken dinner here, even if they are down to their 3 players. I mean, 6 elimination points is a kind of a solid thing, for KOM, and it's a good thing that Hoina is standing up, holding their ground and just making sure that they obliterate everyone in front of them. So I do wonder who will be, from the top 3 teams here we're seeing on screen, who will bag the first chicken dinner. Okay, so, Hoina obviously does have a compound, so I do understand why they have this certain advantage compared to the remaining teams here on screen. And just look at that. Hoina is kind of just really beating down the boys of KOM as well as RLX, but RLX is not moving a muscle here. It's good that Hang, I think, he already spotted Destro, rather, from inside that shack, and he knows exactly where to point his gun. So it's just a matter of how good the execution will be coming from all of the teams here. I mean, Kyo was able to bag another elimination point, but RLX Esports also tries to survive with this massive counters coming from RLX, and that was such a good shot coming from Fabs. Man, the way that he eliminated the opposition is just beautiful.
I mean, that is true. Now it all comes down to the 1 versus 3, where the grenades are coming. Nadzu, first of all, cooking that grenade. He's going to throw it up, but I think that's a really overcooked grenade. It's not going to affect the player. And there we go. Nadzu throwing the Molotovs, and Tabs actually get into that Molotov. Now grenade comes in. The player gets eliminated, and it's all over. Hoina Esports getting that winner chicken dinner of the match number 1. Day number 3, right here, ladies and gentlemen. Hoina Esports bagging that winner chicken dinner for themselves with an amazing start.
Yes, and, it's been a long time coming, to be honest, because, again, from day 1 and day 2, they haven't been really performing well, and it's such a great comeback to make their presence felt once again. Hoina getting the first chicken dinner for day 3, the final day of the PMNC, and, hey, welcome back to the game, boys.
Welcome back to the game, and the way that they got the chicken dinner, I have to commend on the fact that just how persistent they were with that single compound. We saw them like they were there for the past 5, maybe 8 minutes into that same compound, the outskirts of the water town. But now we have the individual rankings. Pika with the 5 elimination, Nadzu with the 3 for the Himsen, and Slayer 52 damage. Just 52 damage, 7 minutes, 8 minutes of survival time, even though Hoina Esports lost their player within the 8 minutes marker, then still they managed to secure that winner chicken dinner.
Exactly, and I think it's such a major boost of confidence, and morale for the side of Hoina. Again, they're legendary during the playoffs. They have shown us a great consistency in terms of getting both placement and elimination points. But I guess their gameplay kind of slowed down in the grand finals, just because everyone also kind of has taken the regression up another level here, so it's just understandable why some teams are kind of struggling to really make it through every match for the grand finals. But again, welcome back to Hoina for performing really great and getting the first chicken dinner here.
Yeah, that is the winner of the chicken dinner, ladies and gentlemen, and these are the highlighted moments. But the way that Rozok got kind of into the circle, it kind of gave me a hope that, okay, now the teams will play a really safe fight. But here we go. This is where the DRS got eliminated by the hand of LOD. They were trying their level best, but Killer got knocked down from the side. Nexus came in, took the other player down, and leaving the last guy to the everything. The Plato Knight, do believe so, actually got the final nail in the coffin, or was that actually the spray coming around, because it was so close into the proximity? But Aditya was also one of the guy for Death Machines that were trying. He got the knockdown, but instantly after that knockdown, he came forward, and it was all his demise.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But that was, I feel like even if LOD Nexus got eliminated just a while ago, I mean, the fact that they went up against Yorez, again, the top dogs in the yard here, I think it was kind of also a boost of confidence, for LOD Nexus. And, Hoina, again, finally got their moment in the spotlight by scoring the WWCD, and of course, Pega getting the MVP title, putting up a total of 5 elimination points here. If I'm not mistaken, and if my math is right, they scored a total of 11 points, 11 elimination points for this round. So that's another 10, a total of 21 points in the match ranking. And just like what I said, it's been a long time coming, and today they truly showed us what persistence looks like. Every elimination they secured built up that epic win, and you can tell that the energy was kind of electric.
That was an electric. That was a shock to so many of the teams. And Ina Esports were the one conductor for that electricity. They managed to secure that chicken, but 57 eliminations, 59 knockouts, not a lot of eliminations and knockout numbers in this match. 7,019 healing, but 360 thunderbolts. Oh my god. This, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly what we love at Rango and the Metal Mars, because you get to see the 360, more than 300 throwables being used in a single match. 1 airdrop, 12 headshots, 15 revive, and 348 meters is the longest elimination distance for DRS Chiante.
Yep, and KOM, RLX carved out their spots in the top 3 with some seriously aggressive plays, I can say. Their performances were nothing short of dynamite here during the last few zones. I mean, they have set up the pace and making all the difference in those high-stake moments. And there's, of course, LOD Nexus. Once again, it was a statement. It was a pivotal clash, and they managed to eliminate DRS. That's actually breaking the streak of DRS. The powerhouse everyone thought would be untouchable, right? I mean, that move was a major success, no doubt, for Nexus, proving that when teamwork and strategy come together, even the giants can be taken down.
I mean, that is for sure. That is for sure. Even the giants can be taken down if you're playing it really good enough. Talking to the second half of the show, our T2K was the team that got eliminated without even a single match. Royal Rukas had 2 for the VTM7, then we have Shrupik with the 2, DRS with the 2, RC32 with the 3, 3 for the MTD Twisted, and 4 Death Machines with also 3. I'm really sad to see a DRS kind of into the second chart of the page, because they're so good with the that every single time that we have actually witnessed this team, it's either every single time it's in the first page of the full game. It's the first page of the match ranking, and this amount of points, just the 2. I think this is the first time that I've seen them play this kind of bad.
Oh man, okay, here we go. I mean, today's match was, again, a roller coaster of emotions and surprises. I mean, teams like Coin and LOD Nexus are definitely showing up. In PMNC, every play matters, and the tournament's landscape can change in a heartbeat, and we're looking at the overall ranking here, ladies and gents. I mean, it's clear that as we head deeper to the finals, every match is set to redefine the competitive dynamics in the most thrilling ways possible. And if we're going to be paying close attention to the top 8 here, Royal Gurkhas at 68, so it's just a 4-point lead up against Mystic Twisted, who is currently at number 9. So we can definitely see this team still reshuffle. We can see some of the teams here have an explosive game and maybe catapult themselves over to the upper half section of the overall rankings. But if we're going to be honest here, Torix, I think the only placement that matters would be the top 2, because those top 2 teams will then score a slot in PMSL, and the other placement points will just have some prize pool, like a share in the prize pool. But if you're going to ask me if I'm a team here and I've managed to get into the grand finals, I would rather make it a point that I land at the top 2 spots.
I mean, yeah, that is true. That is true. But talking about the top 4 performers, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Zordi, it is Killer YT, once again, Loco and Clock. Clock kind of got shuffled, I think, from the number 3 to the number 4 at this point. So we do have to see if he's going to be able to get back into the number 3 position. But so far, talking about the rest of the players, 3,600 damage for Zordi, 3,400 damage for Killer YT, 36 for Loco. That's very big number. It is the highest one amongst all these four players. Yeah, there is already with the 3600 as well. But yeah, those 10-20 more damage, securing more than 10-20 damage onto that side, it definitely marked on its way. But yeah, this was the first match, ladies and gentlemen. There's still a lot of things that can potentially happen for the teams, for the players, and it is as the final day. We're also going to have the champions on our screen till at the end of the match number 6 that will be played. I'm including the Rondo match as the matches 2, and after the 6 matches today, not 5, we will have the champions of the PMNC 2025.
Oh man, all I can say is that Royal Dragon's definitely on a mission here to land either a top 1 or top 2. I think that they are eager and pretty much determined to really score a slot in the PMSL. I mean, they have been super aggressive from the get-go ever since we've seen them perform during the playoffs. I think they were able to carry the same energy back for the grand finals and really gone for that top spot. So I do wonder if any of those top performing teams from the playoffs will then show up, for the final day of the grand finals. I mean, this is their last chance to make a difference for the teams. But anyway, more action will definitely happen in just a while here, ladies and gents. That was just the first match, so don't forget to make a lot of noise down in the comment section and make sure that you send out positive vibes for your favorite teams and for your favorite players, because they are absolutely going to need them. But anyway, more of that action, more of that talk the moment we come back here, so don't go away. We'll be taking a short break.
हामी एकदम स्लो बोलिरहेछौँ तपाईँको लागि। बिहेदेखि पब्जी खेलेको छैन जस्तो छ। यता के भइसक्यो? पब्जी मोबाइलको नेपालमा छुट्टै सरप्राइज गरेर पिङ पनि 30% फास्ट। हामी सबै सबको फास्ट भइसकेको छ। तपाईले एकचोटि पब्जी खोलेर हेर्नु त। लास्टै फास्ट रहेछ यार। भाइ, ढिलो आयो तर बडा आयो।
Great news! The Selection Lucky Spin has been completely reworked. Pick your own rewards. Enjoy massive discounts. Select total draw rewards. Increase your chances of drawing your desired items. Come take a look. Tap here and choose Selection Lucky Spin to go to the event page. This Lucky Spin event introduces a completely new draw experience. Choose items according to your preferences. To form your own prize pool. After making your selection, you get a discounted 10 draw that's only valid during the event. The draw costs only 300 UC. Furthermore, first daily single draws during the event cost only 10 UC. It's a super sweet deal. As you continue drawing, you'll get total draw crates. Different quality total draw crates require drawing different amounts. Reach a certain number of draws to get the corresponding total draw crate. The higher the crate's quality, the more valuable its rewards. Get tons of material rewards with a single 10 draw. Most importantly, when opening crates, priority is given to items you don't already own, so you don't need to worry about getting something you've already drawn. Just have fun drawing rewards. It's super easy to get your desired items. Doesn't that sound amazing? What are you...
Hi guys, and welcome back to match number 2 here at the PMNC Grand Finals. Again, my name is Red Bean, together with Torix, and that wraps up an unforgettable game number 1 on Erangel. And what a ride we've had so far, Torix. I mean, with Hoina nabbing the epic WWCD and standout plays from Zordy, Claw Killer YT, and even Loco lighting up the battlefield. I mean, it was a game that kind of reminded us just how high the stakes are in this finals.
I mean, that's exactly the kind of momentum that we need from every single team. This is the aggression and the mindset that we require every team to have. It is the final day. Everything's at stake for every single team, and they should be focused on it, getting those chicken dinners, those eliminations whatsoever. But yeah, it was Haina Esports this time around that managed to secure that winner chicken dinner for themselves. Now, moving next match. This one will be the Miramar. They just got passed into the Erangel. The first Erangel is done and dusted. The Miramar, the Sandhawk, the Rondo match, then the second Erangel, and the Miramar is going to be at the stake for the teams. Yeah, Rondo is a separate one where every single team points will definitely get reset. We're not going to have this overall ranking for the PMNC slots. It's a different show match, but yeah, we had 2 sets of Erangel, 2 sets of Miramar. One of Erangel is done. So we have one complete set of Miramar, a single Erangel, and a single Sandhawk for the teams to showcase their aggressive stances. In this case scenario, Andy, if we do have to talk about the facts, there is a window into the mid, meaning the Miramar and Sandhawk after that, then we can see a maybe changing the momentum for some of the teams for the whole other games from that point onward, because you know when the teams will have a clear mindset, okay, this match is one of the match where we don't have to worry about the points, that might be where the teams aggressive stances and those potential chances that they had might come back.
Absolutely. I mean, game 1 truly set the tone with its clutch moments and, of course, fierce competition coming from all the teams here. With that fire on display, we're really pumped, because game number 2 is about to start here in Miramar, and it's going to be just as explosive, if not more. So as we step into game 2 here, we do expect the teams to mix it up a bit, shift their strategies, and, of course, live it all out there on Miramar. Everyone knows that every elimination counts now, and with the PMS spots on the line here and the pressure is on, man, the teams don't exactly have any choice but to dominate, especially that we have a Rondo map that's going to happen in just a while. So the first 3 matches is detrimental to all of the teams involved.
I mean, yeah, these are the detrimental matches, and from this point onward, it is something that the teams do have to focus on amongst themselves on what they're going to do, and from this point onward, It is their mindset. It is the mind game that every single team is trying to play amongst each other. And from that point onward, talking about the circle into the match number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, the play line is somewhere different. You can see the Chuba set out. I'm in Austin Valley, the middle when nobody is going. That's where the circle has shifted towards. So, but I'm at the very least glad it's not a water circle like the match number 2 of the yesterday.
Oh man, I don't know if you guys saw what happened yesterday in Myanmar, but that was kind of catastrophic, which is of course very good for the Autism because there was a lot of action that really happened in the back and forth, all of the trades. Man, it was phenomenal to watch. I mean, the harder it is for the teams, the more fun for us. That is a given truth. And now, we all know that Myanmar's brutal arid terrain and wide open spaces bring a fresh challenge. The strategic rotations will be different here. And speaking of being different, we've got the kill feed already lining up, and it's RLX once again who finds himself in another engagement up against RC32. But it's a good thing, for the side of RC32 because they are the ones who actually bagged an elimination point, and that also paved the way for Class to get picked up. And so RC32 back on their feet once again here, ladies and gents, back on the 4-man squad.
Back onto the 4-man squad once again into the game, but so far, Jetty squad. This is one team that will get some instant eliminations onto their side. Things are not looking good for them as slowly and steadily, Shripek is making sure that at least their points are high enough that they can play the Rondo game. I mean, at this point, online teams, what they can do really without having to worry about the fact that it's a PMSL slot at this point at stake. They have nothing. They can't do anything. They can't get 80 points within the 5 games, within the 4 games, in fact, from this point onward that they need to play. So what they can do is they can at least maintain the points, the number of points that can actually get into the Rondo show match, and play that good. Play that match with their hard content where they might be able to secure some more extra prize pools for themselves. But Royal Dragon is on our screen so far. We have Club, we have Frank, we have Suba, and we have Master Zerdy once again. It is the San Martin area. And nobody's into the close vicinity, so this team is all alone here. And so far, judging from the fact RLX, they got into the fight. RC32, I think they were the one responsible for that one elimination on the RLX's player. Then we have Shripek, another bottom line team, another team that is kind of on the second chart, the 14-15 spot, where they managed to secure the elimination on a team that is actually within the top 5.
Exactly. I mean, if we are going to break down everything that we've seen so far in Myanmar from day 1 and day 2 of the PMNC finals, I mean, we all know that Myanmar is a totally different beast, compared to Iranko, because we've got a lot of wide open desert terrain here. And just getting back, Tribe Air may see one of the teams that actually made highlights or headlines by snagging their first WWCD on the grand final stage. But I mean, they held their nerve when it mattered most and playing the late game with impeccable timing and positioning. It's been a long time coming for them, to be honest. But that WWCD was not only a huge morale boost, but also a statement of the rest of the field. And just moments ago, we've seen quite a trade-off that happened. I believe that was was that from T2K? Not exactly sure, or RLX. But anyway, we don't exactly have enough clashes that is happening for stage number 1 because, everyone is still busy, going through every compound they can find in the map just to make sure that they have already filled up their backpacks for any engagement that's about to happen in just a few more minutes, perhaps. But the overall takeaway I can say for Myanmar, teams like Tribe Air Macy, LOD Nexus, they've clearly adapted to the unique demands by playing smart, patient, and aggressive when the time called for it. I mean, meanwhile, DRS and T2K, they have learned that even proven strategies can falter in the map here where every elimination counts. And of course, precision is one of the key factors to win for this round. And if we're going to be looking ahead to the final games, I mean, this Miramar performances are kind of a blueprint for success in the PMNC finals, because not everyone has the same tactic in this round, and not all tactics is, of course, effective in this particular map.
While we're on the stalemate side of the map at this point of the game, let me tell you guys once again, the registrations is live for the PMTG Season 2, ladies and gentlemen. There is multiple opportunities to get into the PMTG Season 2. First thing is the top 4 teams from the PMTG. The reward for the PMTG Season 2 will be they will be getting a seating slot into the PMSL, in fact PMNC South Asia Falls, out of which, once again, it might be PMSL slots coming out for you guys if you manage to secure yourself into the PMNC. Then the top 1 team from this tournament, the PMNC, they will get a slot in the PMTG Pro Season 2 as well. There's only a limited slots available, so you have to go and register your team. 25th May is going to be the last date, so you have to go and start your registrations right now at this point. We need you into the next, maybe live for either the PMTG, or if you want to see you guys into the PMNCs again. Come on, 16 teams once again back into the fight once we are, and it's still a stalemate. I've said everything. I've given you the opportunity. Yeah, you can go register. The link is in the chat. Go register your team. And still, the fight has yet to occur. The team has yet to go near, another team, near their opponents to initiate the fight. So far, the first stage is closing on within the 20 seconds marker. And Andy, I am so happy to see, finally, a Miramar. We're not seeing that early fight. I don't know how I can say this, but I am actually happy at this point, because I usually go for okay, go for the fights early. But now, as we are talking about all this landside area, another shift of the circle, the second stage going towards the Picado area, the fight has yet to occur. The teams have yet to get eliminated.
Oh man, do you remember DRS's performance in the final Miramar yesterday? I mean, we've always known DRS to kind of avoid conflicts during the first few zones, but when they overcommitted in the early zones on Miramar and ended up with just 3 points in that match, that was kind of a rare stumble from a usually dominant team. You know, this elimination wasn't just kind of a numerical setback. It sent a strong signal that even the heavyweights can have an off day when the Tesla throw its unique challenges your way. So I do wonder if DRS is going to stick to their formula of avoiding all altercations from the first few zones and really popping off when it's time to really pop off. But speaking of popping off, we've got Royal Good Cuz going up against Royal Dragons, which is one of the high-performing teams so far in the PMNC finals. Let's see who's going to be winning the fight, because now we also have 4 death machines getting into the mix here, trying to flush them out from this warehouse. So I now believe that Royal Good Cuz managing 2 teams from this particular spot.
They are managing 2 teams from this particular spot, and they have to be careful on how they're going to manage this out, because we do talk about that. Yeah, it's possible to take the initiative fight with the 2 different teams, but one single wrong move, that would mean that the 2 other teams that you're trying to into the premises, they will definitely be going to your angle to get that fight, to get that revenge factor done onto their self. So far, yeah, 16 out of 16 teams. I am so amazed with this lobby. There's trios going on into the match, but yeah, not a single team so far has been eliminated. RD is down to 2. Jetty Squad is down to 2. High Sports out of the circle with a full method. Arlix is also down to the 2 players that they are. VETM7. I'm kind of rooting for these guys to actually secure some of the points to get themselves into at least the Rondo map.
You know what? DRS, again, it wasn't a very solid performance from Erangel just a while ago, because they got eliminated by LD Nexus from that clash, right? And KOM was part of the top 3 teams that finished in the previous match. And so if we're going to be looking at the numbers here, DRS, they only have a 1-point lead up against KOM, which is, of course, puts them in a world of trouble here. So DRS Gaming needs to step up for this round because there's a lot at stake. There's like a massive thing at stake for DRS Gaming. I mean, they have worked so good and so hard to get into the position that they are currently in the PMNC finals, and they need to be consistent from this point on, Torix. I mean, they are holding on to the top spot, but the question is for how long? Because other teams are now gearing up and taking it up another level here to make sure that they remain competitive. And how can that impact, of course, the overall gameplay set out by DRS?
DRS is one of the few teams that we are not seeing, in fact, to like do a bad performance whatsoever. So seeing them in yesterday's Miramar to get 3 points, and in this match, last match, to get just 2 points, it's definitely a hard-hitting factor for the team. But example so far, getting one knockdown against the Team RLX, and now Team RLX is in fact down to the very last guy. Things are not looking good for these guys of the Team RLX, and in between all of these fights that are actually happening in this Picado area, you can see just how many teams are into the vicinity. There's MTD Twisted, I can see on the backside, there's the Jetty Squad, there's the Team Loco KOM, in fact, that is also alive, the 4-man. And KOM is one of that team that can potentially take the DRS out of the throne from the hashtag #1, take their position. They just need a one good match. But T2K, they're also going to be one of the team where they're going to get those shots, they're going to get those knockdowns connected on themselves. KOM going forward, getting those knockdowns on the TM7, the team that I was kind of rooting for, that, okay, they might be able to secure some point. No. They're the one that's going to lose 2 of their players, and they're actually closing in. The shots are getting connected. The player's super low, but still not a single connection enough to get that knockdown done.
Everyone wants a piece of the action. We've got 5 teams having the trade-offs. KOM on the screen, 1 elimination point. And if we're going to be looking at the situation of the other teams, over to the right side of the screen here, we've got RLX down to their last up player. TM7 down to 2. Same thing goes for Jutty Squad. But we're going to focus our attention here on the fight that's actually happening. We got KOM still on the screen. DRS is also just right around the corner. Also trying to put a lot of pressure onto the teams who would want to step into this particular spot. We got Delta, and there's tons of players who is just in front of him. And this could potentially score DRS Gaming enough points for them to maintain their lead in the overalls. Now, TM7, oh man, they're still part of the bottom of the leaderboard. And again, they need to step up the gas here. They need to be aggressive if they would want to get out of the bottom 4 in the leaderboard and participate in Rondo. But 16 points here in total, Torix. Oh man, I don't know what's going to happen and what kind of miracle TM7 needs to pull out, or like pull off rather, in order for them to survive and play in Rondo. But I guess, at this point, it's safe to say that TM7 now playing for experience, right? If you're not going to win, then you will have to learn. Okay, here we go. Trade-offs not stopping just yet. We've got, how many teams do we have on the minimap here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh man, we've got 5 teams just really eyeing to stay in any of the. Maybe 6. Okay, that's 6 teams really fighting for a piece of the action here, a piece of land that they could probably use as their refuge, their sanctuary for now, because it is turning out to be a complete bloodbath at this point.
I mean, yeah, it definitely will turn into a complete bloodbath. The whole city is going to turn red, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's desert, but still, it's definitely going to get colored in the red color. Haina Esports so far on the top of the mountains, waiting for the circle shift. In fact, the circle shift is going to close down within the 2 minutes, and so far, from what I can see, what I can assume, I think they should be in a really amazing spot, because nobody can come from their backstep. They all have to look out for the fact is the front fight and all those shots that can come from the forefront angles. Tribal Messi's Azio is going to be taken down, so someone needs to get that survival done. Ajaya, in the meanwhile, also gets a knockdown. These teams somewhat is outside of the circle, and T2K being one of the team that is outside, it definitely is going to put a lot of pressure on them. This is the grenade that we need. This is the grenade that we want from the KOM as well. It's making sure that they are getting that full fight covered against the team DRS as well. So far, Jati is down. Axie Jati is down. The player needs to get that confirmation done as soon as possible if you really have any chance against the team DRS at this point. Both parties, both teams has 2 eliminations to their name. It's a single point of difference between everything that's going on. And there we go. Hang coming in, getting knocked down. The backside, back shots coming around. Storm is going to survive with 3 eliminations. But look at the total points. It is 91 on DRS and KOM. But can KOM revive their play? The answer is yes. Once again, back to the 3-man that they are. It is an equilibrium if we are talking about against.
Mar. So we're looking at 14 teams remaining here, and oh man, we got 10 seconds on the clock before the zone closes. We're looking at TM7, 2 casualties. We've got the boys of KOM here. Loco already out of the game. He is the top performing player for the side of KOM. So let's see how this is going to, of course, affect the overall gameplay coming from the side of KOM. But as you can see, we still got 6 teams here fighting for their lives, trying to survive the situation, but it could be hard since, you know, I mean, this particular area right here is still included in the zone, so there's pressure onto the side of those teams that are still in the outskirts trying to get in because they have to deal with those teams that are doing the gatekeeping up against them. So this, I mean, that's the defensive side of those teams, of course, not letting them get inside the safe zone. Right at an instant.
I mean, TM7 once again. I have to say they have they have pulled a short straw at this point. Outside of the circle, trying to get in the circle, and where the team Netflix is constantly looking at you. No, there is no way. I do believe so that they can actually survive this tussle out. Orpheus throwing those grenades and maybe the smokes to get it really cover up. But KOM, those beautiful shots coming from Orpheus. Low that HP as the replay. Gets that elimination done. Orpheus is going to heal, whereas the MTD twisted forward. Giles is going to take down Keo from KOM. KOM has successfully overtaken the DRS at this point, but there's still hope. GLC can still secure that top position if they play it out really good, get those points once again. They don't need that much of a difference. Just 1 point of a difference is what they require. So just not getting into the fight is going to be enough for the DRS to get back into the top shape, top position once again. But Orpheus finally receiving some grenades. He's trying to look under the different team, but the Netflix is actually looking at him constantly. That's three sprays that can potentially come on at you. The grenades coming on, it might do a lot of damage, but now the circle is closing in. The circle is this guy. There is no way he can survive. He has to take a leap of faith.
Okay.
He gets him to come. Oh my god, he's still alive. He's still surviving, but now I don't think so that Hanks even has the slightest of idea on where the player is situated at. You have to close the door. You have to close the door. Come on. Take the fight, maybe against the team Nepix Orpheus, because this is your last chance of survival here. You can't stay and just saying that you're going to survive. No, there is more teams into the back premises, and the upper side compound, those triple things, they also have a clear angle against you. So whatever you're doing, wherever you're staying, you have to be very careful in whatever you're doing. 30 seconds, the circle's going to close, and I do believe so that before that circle is going to close, Orpheus might go back to the lobby.
And Orpheus is actually pulling off a lot of evasive maneuvers to stay alive. He was so laser focused, at surviving. But there's just really too many teams pointing, their guns at him, and it's okay. I mean, I'm already amazed at the fact that he was able to cross the road, to be honest. But anyway, 30 teams remaining here. 30 teams remaining here, ladies and gents. Again, we're back into LOD Nexus, rather. But they have already suffered one casualty, so we're looking at 3 members. We got Godson, Wimpy, and of course Keto over here. They're up against RC32. But I feel like Wimpy is a little bit surrounded at this point. I mean, he's been taking a lot of nade attacks coming from RC32. It's a good thing because he remains to be elusive. He is on prone, and I'm not even sure if RC32 knows exactly where he is. But anyway, back into the action we go. Right at the edge of the circle here, we got a DRS, Gyante, already out of the game. Oh, quite surprising, I can say. Now they are down to the second spot here with only 2 LMs in the bag. KOM is already at the top spot. Ooh, nice touch by KOM. And just like what we said, right? I mean, they have already worked so hard. DRS managed to stay at the top for the longest time possible. And now for Miramar, and they already suffered 1 casualty. Can they still make it? Can they reclaim the top spot from KOM?
I mean, yeah, this is the one thing that should be considered into the fact that, okay, how well are you going to be able to secure those points? Are you going to be able to take that top position against the KOM once again? Is this the end of the reign for DRS? Only the time will tell. Only the matches will show us what's going to happen. But so far, it is RC32 versus Team Nepex. The strike goes on, and Anish gets eliminated from the party. Wait a second. What? I was not expecting this. Okay, I was expecting the team that was in the close vicinity. Either it was I think it was Nepex that was in the close vicinity to get the elimination on towards RC32. But no, it was the backside. I think it was the RD that managed to get those eliminations on these guys. Mystic, MTD, there we go. Shripek, Joker is going to be taken down. Precious is the last guy. LOD's in the front lines. The Molotov goes over to them. Oh my god. The Uzi comes into the connection. He finally gets the confirmation on towards the player. It's a 1v2. He gets the nail in the coffin. 8 eliminations. 6 eliminations, in fact, for the team. And Nepex still alive into the game. Once again, securing the top 4 spot for themselves. They were at the start of today on the hashtag number 7. Not only they have came up 3 positions into the overall ranking, but with the points that they have and the number of players that are still alive, they still have a very amazing and a great chance of securing more and more points for themselves.
All I can say is that it was a pretty cool clutch that was pulled off by Rex of Nepex. This will surely, of course, help themselves into maybe climbing more ranks in the leaderboard, which of course what Nepex needs exactly. We're talking about consistency and how it goes on and off, for the side of Nepex, but hopefully everything will turn out just to be fine, because Nepex again performed really great during the PMGO, and everyone is kind of really expecting for them to also pull off a great win here for the PMNC to secure a slot in the PMSL. Now, for Death Machines, back on the screen, 5 points for them, and they're still fighting, to rack up some more points in the bag. But we can see at least 5 teams still in the outskirts here, trying to make their way in, trying to infiltrate the circle, but it could be a little hard since they have to deal with a lot of those teams that are still outside as well. DRS, they kind of need to regroup, they need to reset, and for now I feel like it's all information gameplay, since we've been hearing a lot of gunshots happen from all around, but they have to figure out where exactly their opponents are so they know where to point their guns. Now, DRS finding it a little bit hard, to step inside the circle, just because, again, they still have plenty more teams to go through. And there you go, there was another clutch done, eliminating RLX.
Back on the number 1, ladies and gentlemen, that's DRS for you. 3 players that are remaining and 4 eliminations. amazing job done. But oh my god, Masters, your car just flipped over bad. But MTD, Twisted, coming into the close. He just to get the knockdown upon the flare. The grenade makes the connection. Kyle gets a knockdown. There is not Zoo closing in to the Y10. The grenade is going to go. It's going to do a splash damage. The second grenade is going to do a splash damage. Y10 is going to move forward. But into the cover side, in fact, 2 seconds, 1 second, he's going to throw it right on the face, but will that get a connection? The answer is yes. Whiten gets a knockdown, leaving everything to the last guy, that is Caesar. On the backside, there's also the DRS waiting for the opportunity, but they're also getting those knockdowns onto their side. RD down to the last guy, the grenade goes over towards the frag, not a single connection, not a single splash damage. Once again, Himson, another grenade, no connection whatsoever. You're making waste of your grenades at this point. You're not getting any kind of connection, so I don't think that you should be throwing the grenades on toward the team that is on the top. But MTD Caesar, Mystic Twisted Caesar, they're going to be eliminated by the hand of DRS. Repick is going to be eliminated by Heina. Right with this, we're down to the top 7, ladies and gentlemen, where Heina has secured the 5 eliminations. Already Frag, I have to give it to this guy. The way he is actually able to stay alive into this particular match. Heina Esports not only going to be able to secure those 5 eliminations, but also the eliminations on the DRS. Now with the 7 eliminations in total, they are set for this game. 59 total points towards their name. Still 8 points behind the hashtag number 9, which is the MTD Twisted 4.
The future is not bright, at least for this round. For the last remaining player coming from Royal Dragons, I mean, he is being hunted by the boys of Hoina, waiting for him to get down from that high ground, which is, of course, going to be hard. Anyway, from the kill feed, it's now Frag shutting down a couple players from Hoina. Oh my goodness, that was such a great clutch again, pulled off by Frag. He is now clearly a key player from the side of Royal Dragons. I mean, if they would want to maintain their overall position, then they need to also kind of turn their aggression up a notch here. Hoina a little bit exposed to the other teams as well, and I feel like, okay, so there's another team that got eliminated. I think, yeah, that was the final call for Frag there from Royal Dragons, so which brings us now to 5 teams remaining. Tribe RMAC still alive and kicking, but down to just 2 players. We got Hoina, RG, Royal Blur Cause, 4 Death Machines, and of course a Nepix. No full squad for stage 8 here, and we've got ARC777 putting the pain onto the boys of Hoina. I mean, pretty much 2 players from Hoina clearly within his line of sight here, so he's probably just waiting for that right opportunity to pop their heads open.
He is waiting for the opportunity, but so is the team Nepex as well. But the circle's closing in, ladies and gentlemen. We have 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and there we go. The circle took another shift. This is stage number 9, and this is going to mark the end for the match number 2. Nepex close to the 4 Death Machines, the solo guy of the 4 Death Machines. He's just chilling out there. I have to commend the guy on how he's surviving into the proximity, into the top 5. We have a Royal a duo. There we have the Heina Esports, a duo as well. But Nepex, no! That single shots coming around. Rex is going to be taken down if and only if Death Machine Peaks even get the slightest realization of what's happening, which team is actually getting that knockdown. He's definitely going to take that aggression on the players. But Lucas trying to throw the Molotov, it's not going to connect, so it's no a way to throw it off fun on the team. Ibero Messi going to also get eliminated. The Molotov is going over there. Is support that HP, but the Molotov is not going to get any connection. The player from Lucas will get a knockdown. He will get the confirmation, but before that confirmation may occur, Death Machine is also going to be eliminated out of the match. They were a solo player, so basically we're down to 1 versus 2. 5 total players, 3 total teams. It's a 3-way standoff point at this a location, and the area that is right now inside of that circle, it's completely open. You have just these hay bales, haystacks, maybe this compound that you can potentially hold out for a tad bit long, a bit of time. Heina Esports, the way that they're maintaining and moving forward slowly and steadily, I don't think so that any other team is going to stand a chance against them.
I think the final showdown will happen between Hoina and Epic Esports. I mean, could this be a back-to-back winner-winner chicken dinner for Hoina? They're really trying to make up for the lost points, the lost opportunities that happened from day 1 and day 2 of the grand finals. And Rex now goes down. Precious is all up to be the knight in shining armor for the side of Epic Esports. We got Precious cooking up a nade here, and Amali goes after Psycho, and a clutch done by Nepex here, winning the chicken dinner and eliminating all the oppositions for match number 2 here at day 3, final day of the PMNC.
Oh my goodness! Match number 2, ladies and gentlemen, for this team, for the team Nepex, coming on the chicken dinner side, and now once again reclaiming their spots from the number 7 all the way to the 4, and from the 4, maybe now into the top 3, ladies and gentlemen. We have the winner of the chicken dinner. It is Nepex for you. And a beautiful ending. Not only did they manage to take down the players of the Royal Gurkhas at that point, how they took down the 2 players, and after that, right with this, how he just managed to squeeze out the final nail in the coffin, get that chicken dinner. It was amazing. This is a precious gem for the team. 7 eliminations individually. 1320, 78 damage for the team. 50% of the contribution. Then we have for eliminations for Rex, 566 damage. We have Domain with 1 elimination. We have Mukesh with 2.
Yeah, and of course that was such a great performance though coming from Precious. It was of course run by adrenaline, I can say. It was a crucial and pivotal moment for the side of Nepex. They know what they needed to do. Of course, they need to take their aggression up another level here just to maintain their competitiveness in this competition. And understandably so, because I feel like they have lost a lot of opportunities from day 1 and day number 2 of the grand finals, and now they're making up for it, which is, of course, starting with a great win here for match number 2 in Miramar.
The match number 2, Miramar, has came to an end, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost down to the halfway point. And as we are talking about the fact and figurine, the next match is going to be of the Sandhawk, the one and only Sandhawk that the teams will ever play. And after that, we will have the most awaited match that, in fact, I am awaiting for the most at this point, because I've talked about it so many times. It is a rondo, ladies and gentlemen, that will come. But he tried his level best. I love how the fact that Heine could have had the potential to take a second chicken dinner for themselves into the day number 3. They were instantly stopped off by the team Nepex. Now getting those 7 elimination, he is the MVP. Precious is the MVP. 19.44 headshot ratio, percentage 75 on the body. 5.56% on the leg shots. He was consistently getting those body shots connected on towards the players, where he was trying to hold down the recoil control. It was going on either the head or the leg shots.
Exactly. Nepex really stole the show, by clutching that chicken dinner while racking up double-digit eliminations. I mean, if we're going to talk about a performance that speaks volumes under pressure, their aggressive rotations and timely decision-making turned the tide in their favor, proving that, when the moment calls, they're more than ready to deliver. And this win wasn't just another notch onto the scoreboard. It was, of course, a statement of sheer greed and teamwork. But on the flip side here, Torrance, Heine was right on the brink of scoring a back-to-back chicken dinner. I mean, they pushed hard and nearly had it in the bag, to be honest, but fell short, as Nepex precision and clutch plays managed to edge them out, courtesy of Precious, of course. It was a bittersweet moment, I think, for Heine. I mean, they were so close to doubling down on their dominance, yet a tiny misstep changed the narrative.
Yeah, I mean, they're so close, yet so far. But 14 elimination, Nepex. what if these guys like had for lunch at this point before getting into this match? 14 eliminations. They were definitely hungry, man. They were definitely hungry. 24 points. Shripek on the second chart, top position, 3 points. RC32 with a 3. MTD Twisted with the 3 as well. LOD next us with 2. 1 for VTM7 and T2K. But Jetty Squad, RLX, 0 points whatsoever for this team. On towards the match number 2, the final day of the PMNC, ladies and gentlemen, the South Asia 2025. We are 2 matches done, 3 more matches for the completion of the PMNC. But in the middle of those 3 matches, there will be a Rondo match. So technically, if we do have to talk about the overall matches, for just the PMNC ranking, it's only 3 more matches more to go. But Nepex,
Oh my goodness.
not only these from their like respective points, but also the DRS 1 point above them on the number 1 that they go. DRS 95 points, 92 for the KOM, Royal Dragon 89, 82 for the Royal Grikas alongside of Tripyro Macy. Andy, we were saying, yeah, it's gonna be DRS and who, but now the situation has turned over for the PMSL slot.
I know. I mean, given the situation here, it's the first time that DRS Gaming got dethroned, and it was because of Napex Esports. I mean, it was a hard clutch from the get-go, and now they have been triumphant at dethroning DRS Gaming. But of course, Torix, we're talking about just 1 point lead, just as you mentioned. But of course, we will give credit where credit is due. And in the end of that last round, Nepex's precious display of high-intensity execution not only secured them the win, but also kind of underscored just how every elimination and split-second decision matters in this arena. I mean, this round was a brilliant reminder that in the PMNC finals, it's really the moments of pure calculated aggression that can redefine the game and redefine. That means that they were able to take over the top spot, away from DRS Gaming. Now, the question is, Torix, before we step into the next round, what is DRS going to do in this situation?
Oh my god, they need a definite aggressive match at the very least if they want to hold off of any points that can be the potential for their victory or something. They need those crucial points. You can't get those crucial points and you can't hope to secure the top position unless you're really aggressive right now. They will be pissed. They will be angry. That I can say for sure. Getting dethroned after 2 days of constant action onto the final day, it's a super hard-hitting blow that even for a second, I think DRS will also be not responsive of what has happened to these guys. But yeah, DRS, from what I can know, from what I can see, I can totally tell you, yeah, there is the possibility that it is DRS we're talking about, and there's always the possibility that they're going to make a comeback.
Is this the curse of South Asia? Because we did talk about this, before. That team that actually did pretty good during the playoffs actually does not win in the grand finals. So could this be another scenario just like this? Oh man, that's gotta be insane. I mean, 6 WWCDs during the playoffs for DRS Gaming, and an absolute top-notch 206 points when they ended the playoffs. And now, day number 3 in the grand finals, they have been dethroned by Nepex, which is, of course, making everything so interesting. I'm excited to jump into the next round, to be honest.
I mean, yeah. And the worst thing is, for the teams and for the players, the next round is the Sandhawk.
Oh,
this is
man.
Sandhawk. You are bound to get into the fights. You are bound to get into those aggressive stances, no matter what the situation is. But right now, ladies and gentlemen, we will talk about the Sandhawk in a short while. But for now, we're going to take a short break. Do not go anywhere. Stay here. Stay connected with us. We'll be right back.
You created. Note that in Rondo, only the ground can be terraformed. Buildings, water, and cement are indestructible. During combat, you can create a hiding space for yourself and wait for enemies to come close to catch them unawares. If you're in an open area with minimal cover, try using a smoke grenade first to obstruct your enemy's vision. Then create a temporary shelter in the ground with a frag grenade before attacking. With a vehicle, you can exit it and attack it from a distance. After it explodes, use the terraformed ground and remaining wreckage to go after your enemies or rest. Head to Rondo now to experiment with this new feature.
के भइरहेछ यहाँ? सेटु बेब अब यस्तै हो सधैँभरि बेबे भनेर हुँदैन हैन काम पनि त गर्नु पर्यो हामीले ल टेक केयर बेब लभ यु ल मा खोइ केटाहरु कहाँ गएछ को छ हौ बुझ्छ कि क्या हो भोरा दाइ टु स्लो के भइरहेछ यहाँ भोरा दाइ कहाँ छिस् त कोही सक्दैन यो किन यस्तो फास्ट चलिरहेछ भोरा दाइ हामी फास्ट छैन तपाईँ एकदम स्लो चलिरहेको हामी एकदम स्लो बोलिरहेछौँ तपाईँको लागि देखि पब्जी खेलेको छैन जस्तो छ यता के भइसक्यो पब्जी मोबाइलको नेपालमा छुट्टै सरप्राइज गरेर पिङ पनि 30% फास्ट हामी सबै सुपर फास्ट भइसकेको छ तपाईले एकचोटि पब्जी खोलेर हेर्नु त फास्ट रहेछ यार भाइ ढिलो आयो तर कडा आयो
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and once again, welcome back to the 2025 PMNC South Asia Springside. We are once again back with you guys after the 2 matches of action, and I do believe so. I just got some feedback that my mic might not be working that good, so let me know down once again if it's working again. But yes, with you guys, it is Torix and the one and only Red Queen, the one and only Andy for you guys. Yes, we are here, and the final day of the PMNC 2025 is going to conclude after the 4 total matches, or the 3 matches of action into the PMNC and 1 rondo match, if you have to consider that one for yourself. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, she is getting her mic fixed up in a short while I am talking. So, in that meanwhile, I think you're back. I think you're back. You just me. Things has just got more excited 10 times, in fact, more at this point. But yes, Andy, what are your thoughts on the Sandhawk match, and how do you think the teams might play this off?
Well, reflecting back on that previous round, Torix, it was a nail biter, definitely. DRS had been the rock solid force, leading the scoreboard until Nepec swooped in with a massive performance and by the skinniest margin, might I add, snatched the top spot. It just goes to show that this tournament, of course, even the best have to keep evolving and never let their guard down. For DRS, that 1-point loss is kind of a wake-up call, a reminder that in the high-octane, close quarters case of Sandhawk, there's no room for even a hint of complacency. Now, with the heat of Sandhawk about to crank up, of course, we are already seeing the teams really drop into their spots here. It is time for DRS to come out swinging with some bold moves here, towards reworking their strategy to turn that loss into a game-changing comeback.
They do have to make a game-changing comeback from this point onward, but it's Sandhawk. We are constantly talking about the single match, that it's Sandhawk. You're not going to have that much of an opportunity already. So you have to make every single point count out for yourself. But so far, we can see the team Nepex into our screen, into the mini screen so far. And talking about this full map, the circle hasn't been made. But what we can see so far is that every team has kind of gone to a separate direction. DRS going super safe. I do believe so. That's a super safe spot that DRS has gone to. And I can see Delta almost in the water.
And you know what? Sandhawk is just like what we always say. This map is actually known for its fast-paced, close-quarter brawls, where every inch matters, and DRS, again, now faces the ultimate comeback challenge. They need to switch up their style here. It's going to be tight rotations and sharp, angular plays and that extra bit of aggression to shake up the battlefield. So the question is, can they adjust on the fly and reclaim the top spot? Because, Nepex, and now that they have managed to be at the top spot, the only logical thing that I could think of is, of course, for Nepex not to let go of this situation, not to let go of the throne. You already have a chance to secure a slot in the PMSL, so I think that Nepex will be more calculated, will be more tactical from this point on, and maintain their lead in the overall ranking. Usually what happens in Sandhog is that we see a fight break out, especially in Paradise Resort, in a boot camp as well. But today, it's a quiet and passive stage 1 here in Sandhawk. So it only goes to show that every team that we have in the lobby is kind of rethinking on how to approach this map in order for them to climb up the ranks and not be taken out completely off of PMNC.
This exact thing is what we were talking about. Like, at this point, Sandhawk has gone towards such a slow-paced start for some reason, where we usually see the fights actually happen at the very start of the game. But no, at this point, no. Every single player, every single team is playing it so safely at this point that nobody's even remotely close to another one. But whoa, wait a second. Not only he crashed outside, but not only him, his scooter is in the way of the door. Wait a second, of the entrance. But it's upside down. It's stuck. And still, someone managed to sneak past that and get inside that room as well. Talking about the rest of the team, Nepex is another team that is right now on the very top of the leaderboard. They are the king of the leaderboards so far, for what we can say. Unless DRS makes a comeback from this particular point onward and get that top position back to their name. Jutty Squad close to the RLX. The fight will definitely ensue. Jutty Squad, no movement whatsoever. They just went out there. They didn't look into the proximity that, there might be someone here. They're too focused on their loot, on their arsenal, and getting out of there as soon as possible.
One of the many things that you need to master when it comes to Sandhawk is the stealth attack. So you don't want to instigate, or you don't want to start a fight out there in the open, because it kind of exposes your location to other teams that might have the high ground advantage compared to your team. And again, understandable why there was a little hesitation coming off RLX just a while ago about to open fire up the squad. But then again, map punk, and this is what we were talking about, right, Torix? You don't want to open fire up against another team, because it compromises your exact location. So it will be easier for your enemies to kind of spot you down and take you out of the game completely, which happened to, of course, both RLX and SPE here. It was a trade-off that I can say unnecessary for stage 1.
The trade-off is always unnecessary into the state number 1, or even the state number 2 if you're talking about. It might give you some decent points, but also, if you're in a trade-off, you have to make sure that you're the one that's getting the elimination, not the other team around. But oh my god, beautifully done, T2K, getting the player of the LOD down. Now, Turulov, Ajaya both need to get out of the car, heal themselves, go back to fight once again, whereas LOD Nexus, Kiddo has taken down one of the player. Turulov is down, and other side, Igneous is also down, meaning Ajaya, the only hope of the team. It's everything residing on this guy's shoulder. DBS versus S12K. It's going to happen. The player is once again again, back to the 75% HP. The DBS versus DBS. The DBS connected on Vijaya, and a fight of 1 versus 1 is going to ensue. In the meanwhile, look at T2K. There is that one guy that is not looking at Wimpy. Come on, you must have missed out the action that you could have had for yourself and for your team. Those points that you could have secured for yourself. Now, Team T2K, they will have to reset their players and come at you with a full man squad.
Yep, Wimpy now coming for the rescue. T2 Esports manages to get back on their feet. They're now full squad once again. AJ is having a fight here, dancing it off up against Wimpy, and Wimpy just got served and LOD Nexus out of the game. The first team to actually be taken out is Sandhawk. Now, coming off the kill feed is RLX going up against SPE. Once again, if you guys remember it correctly, the first clash actually happened between these two teams, and both of the teams suffered a loss, and now SPE might lose another member here if he doesn't get picked up at this point. So I believe SPE does still have time here to recuperate from that exchange, because RLX, I don't think they're going to push hard for now. Speaking of the team's position here, we got SPE coming from the northern side. They are traveling, will be passing through boot camp where Tribe Air Macy is currently staying at, and I believe there will be a lot of fights that will definitely happen right at the edge of the circle here, so there will be massive cleanups, that is for sure.
A little watery side circle, I have to give it to the Sandhawk on this one. That, yeah, it is going to somewhat the water area, but still, the situation is on the fact that DRS is still inside that circle. There is a lot of teams that is in the safe zone, and that only means one thing, that we might see some maybe casualties. The fight that may ensue outskirts of the area. That's exactly what's happening so far. Jutty squad looking at the premises. I think that's RC32 into the vicinity, but they have to shoot. They have to get that knockdown done, connected on towards the players. He should have gone to the prone angle. He should have prone down before shooting at the players. He could have got the knockdown, but now, as he has given out his location, he has to take the long way in the circle as well from this point onward. There is no way, there is no hope that he can survive. Maybe just on the proximity of going on foot straight up against this team. He jumps down, he's going to be eliminated. He goes onto the foot front side, he will be eliminated by RC32 maybe at that time, or maybe that was the RLX. Both of the parties, both of the teams can be one of them. So because of the fact that RLX was the one that were kind of low in that HP right now, I'm going to assume it was RLX that they were shooting at, Jetty Squad. So with this, Shripek, they are also outside. 31 points, 34 for RC32, and we TM7, still one off that team that might not play the next match. In fact, I do believe so. And is it third match? Is it the third match? After the third match, we're going to have that rondo. So this match is going to be the crucial one for VETM7 to whether they're going to play it up, whether they're going to play the rondo, or they're going to be on the bench.
How many teams are going to get through rondo? So one team will be eliminated completely after Sandhawk.
Yes. So there will be the top 15 into the overall going into the rondo with the Hora having that in white.
Okay, let's be real here. A TM7 only at 16 points. It would take a miracle for them to get through Sandhawk. But it's a good thing because stage 2, there's going to be squad. If they get a double-digit elimination points plus the chicken dinner, then perhaps they could take out SPE, because SPE is hanging by a thread here. To be honest, SPE at 31 points, and they've already suffered 2 casualties. 2 of them a little bit low on the HP here, so TM7 does have that chance. But then again, it should be like high octane gameplay, from TM7 to ensure a spot in the next round.
I mean, that is true. They might not be able to get into the next round, but oh my god, this circle! I just love it. I love it. The moment it's going to go towards the water, I'm going to love every single bit of that. Bantai, Team RD is situated over there. RC32, close to the T2K's proximity. Classy's kind of far away near the shorelines. And he can be taken down. He can be that unfortunate guy that may just get taken down. Through Love is going to be knocked out so far. Classy's going to take him down. And oh my god, that off angle actually worked. Instead of getting the player eliminated, himself eliminated, he's the one that's getting those eliminations done and connected on towards the players. Anish slowly and steadily moving forward, closing down onto the proximity of the teams as well. He is moving, but the main question still remains: will he be able to get a connection? Will he be able to get those knockdowns? Or if Ninja is going to be able to get that confirmation on his side, because Anish is trying his level best to take down one more player of the T2K. Come on.
Exactly. Oh, man. Again, Nepex is really trying to be cautious at this point, but I feel like they're going up against Hoyne as well. Precious is currently knocked down after catching a fade to the face here. T2K Esports. Oh, this is a massive performance. 8 elimination points into stage 3 here in Sandhog. It's a make or break a situation for the side of T2K Esports, but then again, I don't think they're still gunning for the top spot right here from PMNC, but perhaps to be included in the top 8, for the entirety of this tournament. But anyway, RC32 back on the screen here. 2 men out, so it's just Classy and Anish going up against T2K. From this angle, Anish does have a cover. That's a big rock in front of him, so he does have that element of surprise up against T2K, so perhaps he could capitalize on that one. Classy is a bit far from his teammate, but potentially he could be the mid-man here. And Tudolo doesn't know exactly where Anish is, and just look at that. Boom goes the nade, and down goes Tudolo. Same thing goes for Rex in another part of town. I think he got shot down by Notsu.
He did. I do believe so, that too, but RC32 Anish now going for the Classy revival. He is going to get shot from the backside, but fortunately enough, he manages to locate his player, get on in time, and get that revival place done. But going to the northern corner of the map, we see Haina Esports. Unfortunately for the team Neptix, they got eliminated early on too with 0 casualties, 0 elimination that they have done onto any other team. But T2K, they're going to have this 4 more eliminations, 2 more eliminations with a total of 4 and a total of 10 for that team. Oh my god, this team is on fire, ladies and gentlemen. Please, water. No, it didn't go to the water. It went to the main island, somewhat the main island side. The bridge is still in the circle. Cam Charlie's in the circle. We have the Haina Esports versus RG versus T2K. That can potentially happen. We also have Team TM7 closing down to Destro as Destro is knocked down. There is the team of Royal Good Causes Arc into the proximity where he can steal those eliminations against these teams, against these players. And from this point onward, we do have to see what's going to happen to all of these teams, all of these players, because we are down to top 13 and still a lot of numbers, a lot of players are kind of getting into the fight with the knockdowns.
You know what, Royal Dragon, again, great opportunity for this team since they're holding on to a large compound here. If I'm not mistaken, they are inside boot camp area. There are a lot of teams that's headed towards that direction just because it is included in the final, or in the circle, right? And so there will be a need for the teams to, again, infiltrate the safe zone. But how can they pull off such a great stride if, of course, a team is already camping and had already taken over that compound? So it's going to be an interesting fight. Also, Tribe Airmacy going up against DRS. Oh, this is not good for the side of DRS. But of course, if they can be successful from this match, then all the good for them working out the advantages. But man, they're getting picked off one by one here by Tribe Airmacy. And again, this could be very crucial onto the side of DRS. Because again, they're fighting for the top spot here and going up against Tribe Airmacy, one of the high tier teams in the PMNC. This could be, quite a trouble for the side of the real soldiers.
I mean, yeah, DRS. getting back into the top spot. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, this is one thing that we are seeing off the DRS, and that is that they are back in action, ladies and gentlemen. They are back in action. They're back into the number 1 spot, and right with this, now they will be trying to get more and more eliminations for their name, for themselves. So far, what we can see is the top 13 teams, top 13 players that are kind of like alive into this particular location. Team KOM is going to have one player knocked out. Okay, that is one thing that the player needs to be careful of on what he needs to do, but there we go. Hand from KOM. He's going to also do some bullets, shoot some bullets. Player is knocked down. At the same time, KOM receiving a lot of penalties, a lot of casualties on this particular angle. Come on, they need to put their act together if they want to survive more into this action, more into this game. DRS is still alive. The one man more, as example, is right now on his knees. Everything is residing on the single guy from the DRS, but he's not going to be able to get up on top of that. He's going to get eliminated, and right with this, DRS is also, ladies and gentlemen, out of the match.
Oh man. Okay, so the good thing about this is that KOM and also Royal Dragons will now have a chance to catch up with Nepex and DRS. DRS manages to put only 4 points in the bag, and Nepex with none at all. Currently, Nepex is at 96 points. Okay, DRS was able to reclaim the throne from Nepex, but then again, 2 of the best teams so far in PMNC have been eliminated in Sandhawk. So again, KOM has a chance to rack up quite a number of points here, of course, to catch up with both DRS and Nepex. And I guess it's the same thing for Royal Dragons as well. And now looking at the situation, Royal Dragons being gatekept by, of course, a KOM. And this is such a fantastic thing to see, just because 2 of these teams trying to make their way to the top.
The 2 teams trying to make their way into the top, and they are kind of getting hindered by all the third parties, all the teams that are actually not even close to them. That's the saddest part. The DRS and Nepex are kind of getting eliminated by those teams that are kind of on the low side, like Mystic, RLX, or Haina Esports too. Look at them. They got some decent number of eliminations to their name, 4 eliminations for Haina, 10 for the T2K on the other hand, but RLX with a solo player, 4 eliminations to their name as well. A great opportunity, I would still say, in this match to survive into the top, maybe 5, maybe the top 4. We TM7, I'm so happy with their progression too. Imagine getting into the top 3 and securing that position where you can move into the Rondo map. But there we go. KOM is finally going to eliminate Team Royal Dragons out of the equation.
Oh man. Okay, so Sandhawk continues to be quite a beast here for all of the teams. So we're looking down at 8 teams remaining for stage 6 here. Every decision counts, from this point on, with the zones shifting fast, and of course distances are much shorter. You have to be on your toes. Your rotations have to be as quick as your reflexes, and again, a single misstep can leave you exposed to multiple angles for elimination. And now Hoina, they have managed to build that momentum from the game number 1. They managed to get a chicken dinner almost during match number 2, and now stepping into Sandhawk, I think that they've already quite gotten down the rhythm, and they're performing great. Even if they're down to just 3 members, they already bagged 4 elimination points for themselves.
Yeah, that is true. They already bagged this much points for themselves, even if they're getting eliminated. The one thing that I do love about the DRS is DRS did not left this match empty-handed. They made sure to first the team that was on the top, they get eliminated, then they are the ones that will get those eliminations, 4 eliminations, kind of getting into the top 1 spot once again, and then moving into the elimination side. But we are down to the top 6, ladies and gentlemen. VTM7 is alive, RLX is alive, 2-2K, Mystic, Haina, and 4 Death Machines. These are the names that are still into the game, and they have potential. They have a really great potential of securing a lot of points. I have to give it to T2K. 10 eliminations so far. It's a very big number. It's a very big number. And on top of that, if you're going to get some decent number of positioning points, you're definitely bound to have a really amazing start for yourself 12, but TM7 close to the RC32. In fact, now RLX. Then we have the full elimination of the 4 death machines, leaving everything down to the top 5.
It's really quite a step up onto the side of T2K. Double-digit elimination points is, of course, a phenomenal coming from Train to Kill. And now the trade-off continues on. Killfit is lining up. We got Hoyna versus T2K at the moment. Mystic Twisted on the screen here, trying to find an angle that could best work for the team. They do know that there is still a player from inside that small hut over there in front of them. But Hoyna, man, they are getting the beat down up against that T2K. I believe we already have like how many players already down on the ground? Okay, so 2. We only have like 1 active player left, and Slayer just got slayed. Oh, brutally slayed by T2K, which brings us down to just 4 teams remaining here. We got still Mystic, Arlex, and TM7. Of course, at the bottom team here in the PMNC, and just like that, just as we speak of them, just as we praise them, TM7 also got the boot out of Sandhog, which brings us down to the final 3 teams remaining, which of course a Mystic has the best chance to score the chicken dinner here. Will Bhutan be at the top for this round?
Oh, will they be? Will they not be? This is the question, ladies and gentlemen. This is the question. We are officially down to the last 2 teams. And between these 2 teams, it's all going to be in our score, in our screen. Who's going to back that winner chicken dinner for themselves in this match. And there we go. The first casualties coming on both sides. It's a 1 versus 1. The shots are coming on killing, super low on that HP. And there we go. Ajaya coming in with the clutch, getting that elimination. It is ladies and gentlemen, T2K, not only with those amazing elimination points, but on top of that, ladies and gentlemen, he is going to have that winner chicken dinner.
How many points were they able to set out? Like 15, 16?
14, 15, yeah.
Oh.
Trade metals, stocks, indices, energies, and more with an award-winning broker. Customized charts with more than 90 indicators and open trades right in the app. Deposit and withdraw via over 200 payment methods anytime, anywhere. Uncover your potential with FBS.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so 14, I guess it was a total, if I'm not mistaken. The last time I saw T2K on the screen, they already have like 14 elimination points in the bag. So that's plus another 4. So I believe they scored 18 elims from this round. That is if I'm not mistaken. So they got the chicken dinner. So that's a total of 28 points more or less. This is by far the strongest performance coming from T2K. And just imagine, Taurus, if this is the kind of T2K that we've seen all throughout the days of the grand finals, they could have been at the top.
They could have been, that's the thing, but we're not seeing
18.
that kind of aggression. 18 eliminations in total, 28 points.
Oh
Andy.
my god.
28.
last circles where you can like survive and get some decent cover for yourself. Make your own cover. PUBG has introduced make your own cover into this exact map.
Exactly, and I just know that stepping into Rondo map will be just as explosive, compared to Sandhawk, Miramar, and E-Wrangle. That is for sure, no doubt. But anyway, more of the action, more of the talk once again here, ladies and gents. Don't forget to share the live broadcast so everyone invite your friends that, PMNC Finals is about to wrap up, so better not miss the action. But speaking of missing the action, don't go away because we'll be right back after a short break.
You'll get total draw crates. Different quality total draw crates require drawing different amounts. Reach a certain number of draws to get the corresponding total draw crate. The higher the crate's quality, the more valuable its rewards. Get tons of material rewards with a single 10 draw. Most importantly, when opening crates, priority is given to items you don't already own, so you don't need to worry about getting something you've already drawn. Just have fun drawing rewards. It's super easy to get your desired items. Doesn't that sound amazing? What are you waiting for? Event period, April 18th, 2025 through May 15th, 2025. Join the Selection Lucky Spin event now.
Rondo is here. Are you overwhelmed by all it has to offer? In this video, we'll be going over one of its unique features. Rondo is much larger compared to other maps, and it has features that other maps don't have. For example, in Erangel, throwing a frag grenade won't destroy the terrain. Yet in Rondo, doing the same thing blasts a hole in the ground. Other than frag grenades, you can also destroy terrain with pickaxes and vehicle explosions. They each shape the terrain at different speeds. Frag grenades are the quickest. Just toss it and let it explode. Vehicle explosions are next, which also leave behind wreckage that provides cover. Pickaxes are slowest. It takes a lot of swings to dig a pit. All three methods let you create a temporary shelter to hide in, which gives you a greater chance at survival. When you're in trouble, you can rest at the cover you created. Note that in Rondo, only the ground can be terraformed. Buildings, water, and cement are indestructible. During combat, you can create a hiding space for yourself and wait for enemies to come close to catch them unawares. If you're in an open area with minimal cover, try using a smoke grenade first to obstruct your enemy's vision. Then create a temporary shelter in the ground with a frag grenade before attacking. With a vehicle, you can exit it and attack it from a distance. After it explodes, use the terraformed ground and remaining wreckage to go after your enemies or rest. Head to Rondo now to experiment with this new feature.
अब यस्तै हो सधैँभरि बेबे भनेर हुँदैन हैन हो काम पनि त गर्नु पर्यो हामीले ल टेक केयर बेब लभ यु ल मा खोइ केटाहरु कहाँ गएछ को छ हौ बुझ्छ क्या हो Ora dai giusto? Pensa? के भइराछ यहाँ? Ora dai. काटिस् त? कोही सक्दैन? यो किन यस्तो फास्ट चलिराछ? Ora dai हामी फास्ट छैन. तपाई एकदम स्लो चलिराहो. हामी एकदम स्लो बोलिरहेछौं तपाईको लागि. हावा गर्न लगन. देखि पब्जी खेला छैन जस्तो छ यता के भइसक्यो पब्जी मोबाइलको नेपालमा छुट्टै सरप्राइज गरेर पिङ पनि 30% फास्ट हामी सबै सुपर फास्ट भइसकेको छ तपाईले एकचोटी पब्जी खोलेर हेर्नु त लास्टै फास्ट रहेछ यार भाइ ढिलो आयो तर बडा आयो
Alright everyone, welcome to the Rondo map. Of course, part of the PMNC Grand Finals Day 3. My name is Red Queen, together with Torix. And of course, we are looking forward to what kind of explosive gameplays we're about to see down here in Rondo. Now, this is of course the newest twist in the PMNC Finals. So if you thought you knew every inch of battle from Erangel, Miramar, and Sandhog, well, think again, because Rondo is here to turn up the heat with its wild, unpredictable mix of close quarter brawls and strategic long-range engagements. And this map's design is a whole new beast. And this is kind of my first time to cast a tournament with a Rondo map included. So I'm trying to imagine a densely packed urban corridors, maybe layered terrain with rooftops and hidden alleyways, and maybe some open zones that keep you constantly on your toes. What do you think, Torix?
Fun fact for the Rondo, if my memory serves me right, Rondo is the only map with 2 plane lines. Not one, but 2 plane lines. Mean 2 different directions. Player, one half is going to go on one direction assigned to them, the other half is going to go to a different direction. But we will have to see if the dual plane line is going to be enabled in this match or not. So one thing is for sure, that maybe that dual plane line may not be active and everyone is going to have an equilibrium chance for themselves into the game so far. So judging from the fact, Rondo, given an overview, it's an 8x8 match, but bigger and more deadlier than the Miramar. You need to find the cars. You have the EMP blocking zones in this one, where if you have an electric car in this, it kind of gets jammed. You can't use that electric car. The holographics, the red dots, they lose their sights, they lose their dots, and those markers that you use to indicate where you're shooting. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the top 15 teams after the post match number 3 at Hora Esports in the invited section. Rondo it is, ladies and gentlemen, as the match number 4 on your screen. You can see so far the plane line going, and just how big of a map this is. Okay, just a single map, but just a single plane line.
Oh, yeah. Well, how do we exactly do this, Torix? Well, yeah, Horror Esports will now come into play here, which makes it all the more interesting for the top 15 teams, and of course for the audience as well. All the Purple Hearts must be cheering and happy about the situation. And yeah, judging by what you said earlier, Rondo, I think, is all about mixing things up. You've definitely got those tight urban spots where you kind of need to be hyper aware. I mean, like every corner could have someone crouched ready to light you up. I'm just basing everything on what I see on the screen here, and probably just thinking of the combination of Erangel, Miramar, and Sandhog. And I feel like teams that really excel at close quarter combat are going to have a field day here. I mean, we are already looking at DRS versus Mystic here. Bhutan, of course, DRS Delta already down on the ground. Mamba from Royal Gurkhas as well. So it's a fight right off the bat here.
It's a fight right off the bat, ladies and gentlemen. It's not just one team, not 2 teams, but I see 3 to 4 teams into the proximity. Right with this, we are in the fight. We are in a fight within the 1 to 3 minutes marker of the game, 2 minutes marker. And remember this, ladies and gentlemen, it's a full different point structure in this. It's a full clean slate again for the team. You can see them. 6 elimination for the DRS, 6 points, 2 for Hora in this match so far. But also Hora has a 1-player knockdown. There's so many eliminations already. Mystic, MTD, Twisted 4. They have lost 3 of their players. Chachi Squad has lost 2 of their players as well. And MTD, Twisted,
and kind of into the vicinity where they have got the one elimination streak because the first one to get eliminated, fully eliminated. Horror Esports going forward, getting those eliminations on the 4 death machines, getting all those connectivities done. So far, it is 3 eliminations now for the front side. Aditya, the final guy, he also has been eliminated. And mind I tell you, this new gun into the Rondo map, I'm not exactly sure what the name of this gun is. In fact, it's kind of in the back of my head, but I will let you know for sure. This is a SMG with 9 bullets, and this gun plays so good on the stable, even on a 6 times.
Oh
And it
my
shoots
gosh.
so far.
Teams are not really wasting any time here. I mean, the kill feed is not stopping at all. Definitely lining up. Stage 1, and we already lost 3 teams here. 3 Peg, we've got Royal Dragons and 4 Death Machines. And we still got, a couple of points coming from T2K. Total Love down on the ground, and I'm not even sure if the confirmation had already gone through, but Triber Macy as well might be able to lose a Venom from that exchange. Jutty, Axie down on the ground, Woke as well, and that is a confirmation coming from Nexus, a Wimpy scoring that shot. T2K is still alive and kicking with a complete squad here, so that is always a big advantage. Fortnite Esports continues their massive spray up against a DRS on top of that mountain right there, which is, of course, a little ambitious to knock down any of the players come from DRS's side. But Himson, I'm not exactly sure if he is already out of reach or out of the game. I mean, so far, I'm just looking at 3 members here from the side of Hoyna. And now KOM managed to put up 2 elimination points for themselves. Ajaya on the screen had already been dropped down. We got Igneous still alive for T2K, but this is going to be a dance-off between Loco and, of course, Igneous. Here comes the attack with an S1.
Oh my
Two of
God.
the players out of the game just like that. 9 teams remaining, and we are only at stage 1. This is crazy.
That's what we're talking about already within the 5 minutes of the game. Well, we only have 9 teams, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the EMP wave coming around. If you open your scope, you're not gonna have any red dots, any holographics graph, or anything off those scope side. You're only gonna have a zoom in with that. But talking about the LOD Nexus so far, 3 elimination, 2-man standing. RG down to the last guy. RC32, RLX with the 4-man but 0 points. I have to give it to DRS. Nepex is coming really strong in this game as well. Hora too, Haina as well. Everyone is doing so great on the top sides. They just need this winner chicken dinner with some decent number of points. But Haina Esports close to DRS. 1897 it is, ladies and gentlemen. Versus the S12K, the players on the reload. F416 on the front line. The shots are going to get connected. Giante is going to be taken down. It will be maybe a confirmation right there and then. M249 on the long range side. Oh no, Delta is gonna get taken down. It will be a confirmation, and my main question is how these guys are so good with that M249, because M249 is a really hard gun to practice and master with the 4 times or even any kind of scope. But there we go, another team, another player. Nepex is getting those eliminations, but instantly KOM is gonna mark their territory. Sorry for that. Is going to eliminate a Nepex right out of the premises.
All right, here we go. Pekka, just moments ago, was able to deliver a tackle, a 1-2 punch up against Giante, and now he's dancing it off. Of course, Killer YT of DRS, but he was no match for Killer YT of the Real Soldiers, and now Pika just got eliminated out of the game. Hoyna, we only have Slayer for the team, but he already got 3 points for himself, a total of 7 for the team here. And it's just so amazing because we are just at stage 1. We haven't moved from this stage, and we already lost almost half of the lobby here. Okay, surprisingly, Horror is still alive, back 5 elimination points. DRS is currently at the top here with 10 monstrous gameplay coming from the Real Soldiers, because there's a need for them to perform for this round to maintain the top lead. Horror Esports continues to retaliate up against RC32, again with a full squad, also always a disadvantage. Sleepy obviously going for a pitcher up against ARC777, and now he's currently down on the ground. Sleepy going in for another one, and this is such a battle royale that we expect from all of the teams here.
Oh my God, the connectivity right going there. RC32 on the front line, 0 on the HP side. The player's gonna get taken down. Oh, wait a second. What? Hora?
Calm down, sir, calm down. I know you're excited, but that doesn't mean you have to drive the car off the cliff. 8 eliminations to the name of Hora Esports, ladies and gentlemen. 11 eliminations for the DRS. But judging from the manpower of the DRS, I don't think they're going to be able to maintain that top position for a long bit of time. GS9 into the hands of Nexus Beast. This gun is definitely a beast, but shotgun S12Ks are going to mark its territory. There we go. We're still 1 minute ahead. There's still 1 minute left for the circle to close down, and already we are in the top 5, ladies and gentlemen. 7 minutes into the game. Hora Esports 4-man DRS solo, RC32 solo, KOM and RLX with the 4-man as well. But KOM and RLX, I don't think that I've seen them getting those crucial elimination points, so they're still going to be on the bottom line, maybe somewhere into the proximity of maybe 10, 11, and 12 positions. But RC32 DRS, I have to give it to these guys. They did a really great fight wherever they actually fought. But Hora has succeeded in getting not only those eliminations, Andy, but those crucial player survival as well.
Oh man, are you kidding me? That was such a, massive back and forth trade that we just witnessed. I mean, let me catch my breath here. But okay, so as you can see on the screen, the circle had gone to the east side, and Sleepy and the rest of Hora Esports pretty close with the boys of RLX, so there might be an altercation that can happen in just a short while just because of the proximity they have with each other. Now, DRS down to their last player. Again, if you saw the kill feed just moments ago, they were able to put up a double digit now for the Alims, which is kind of good. So even if they don't get the chicken dinner for this round, I think they are safe, for the PMNC top spot. Hora, again, it's not as easy to get the whole squad to play at perhaps we're looking at the final stage to happen for Rondo. Sky bagged 6 elimination points for himself, which is kind of monstrous, I can say. He completely obliterated anyone that actually came across his line of sight. And Hora, of course, about to go up against KOM, just like what we anticipated. And now Sleepy went in for the open fire. Now he was able to shut down one. A confirmation will go through. And of course, he is eyeing to shut down another player here from KOM, which is jumping back into Haidami of Hora Esports, a newly acquired player from the side of Hora, but he got shut down from that exchange. But you know what? I feel like Hora Esports might be winning this just because a lot of boys from KOM already have been taken down by Hora.
Oh my god, the guy has a self-revival AED. Oh my god, they're playing with KOM and they're feeling at this point. And no, Hank has been hung on the shoulders of one of the players of the Hora Esports. He's the guy with that. Oh my god, sorry for that self-AED. He's getting mocked at this point. You try to use, you're going to be eliminated. The guy went eliminated, and with an instant, every single guy of the KOM got finished off as well. That's more eliminations for Hora Esports, ladies and gentlemen. But now, we're down to the top 3. And judging from the fact that Circle is super big, imagine, Andy, from this point on, where can we go into the... Oh my god, I'm just getting coffee just by thinking about this. I'm not sure if that's coughing off the coffee, but the coffee. But yeah, 30 minutes. Imagine from this point on where we actually go into the stage number 8.
Wow, I'm trying to hydrate as well. With all of the trades that just happened, my throat kind of felt dry. But anyway, top 3 teams remaining. DRS back to just one player. Hora Esports might be the one bagging the chicken dinner for this round, to be honest. I mean, they're quite aggressive. But with that nade, eliminating 2 of their members, that puts them at a deficit here. But I guess it's still a fair play because Hora playing with 2, DRS with 1, and RLX with 3. Now the number advantage goes to RLX. And another one bites the dust because, another one caught a nade to the face here, which now leaves Haidami on the floor to deal with a business. But, what?
Okay.
Oh, that did not work this time.
can't do that. But in the very end, it will be the DRS that may potentially get that one over the chicken dinner. So far, it is 11 elimination. And Hora getting eliminated at that particular point in time on the hashtag number 3, they're only going to be able to secure 5 positioning points. It all depends upon their eliminations. If they're going to have more eliminations to cover up for the positioning against the team DRS or the team RLX. If DRS gets eliminated here, then in an instant, that means that, yeah, Hora Esports will be that team that will stay on the hashtag number 1. It all depends upon the single minuscule factor. But maybe it's the chicken dinner that's going to have the prize pool for themselves, not the overall ranking. So one thing we will find out is after the winner of the chicken dinner is definitely been taken. But 3 players are back alive on the team RLX and DRS leaving the premises. But where are you going to go, man? Where are you going to go? It's just you against them, against these 3 players. And this is the dug. This is the dugout that we are talking about. You throw the grenade, there's always a dugout, ladies and gentlemen. And this is exactly what you see onto the break segments as well. You can make those dugouts. You can make those covers for yourself. Sana from RLX now going to get more and more loot. A level 3 helmet, level 2 vest. Sana smoking all the premises out because they know the DRS last guy is definitely here into this particular location. He's not going to go anywhere as we're the only team alive. It's a 1 versus 3 and they will definitely be elimination hungry, kill hungry, trying to look out for the factors that, okay, where are the player? Where is the player? We need that.
If Killer YT wins this round, oh my goodness, it'll be quite insane, to be honest. But a 1v3 situation, Killer YT needs to live up to his name here as, you know, like Killer YT of the Real Soldiers. And now location had already been compromised. Killer YT is already prepping up to go up against RLX. Of course, 2 teams remaining here. He was able to get 1. Now he does it enough. Oh my God. But okay, oh my God, that was such a close one for Killer YT. I mean, he was able to put down 2 players from the side of RLX. It's just a good thing that the last member of RLX was a little bit quick on the trigger, that it was able to follow through, so they were able to bag the chicken dinner. But can you imagine if Killer YT was able to pull off a clutch there, Torix? That again would be insane.
God. That almost took everyone by surprise. I was going to say, yeah, the Killer YT may have a chance if the team actually go 1 by 1 on him. And this is what would have done. This is what would have happened if they had done this 1v1 versus 5. But Sana, 1 elimination, 4 for Thabs, 0 for Destro, and 1 for Dilla. A total of 6 eliminations, 16 points. Going into the highlights, this is definitely going to be a kill-hungry highlights, let me tell you. The first fight, then we have Hora Esports going into the proximity, taking those fights as well against all these team members, all these players. And I just want to see at the very end how much eliminations Hora manages to bag for himself before getting eliminated. LOD, NEP, those fights that were happening. He got from Heine Esports. He was the crucial player that got the player of, in fact, DRS down. Heine was the one that crippled DRS at one point. And if they hadn't done that, this would have been the winner of the chicken dinner for the DRS.
Oh my goodness. So, I mean, talk about high risk, high reward strategy. I mean, that is exactly what happened in this round. I mean, if you're rotating through those areas, I mean, to be honest, there were less rotations or like no rotations that happened from this round. I mean, everyone kind of dropped into the same area, I feel, because stage 1 and we already lost half of the lobby here for it. So, it was a pretty fast game. It was even faster than Sandhawk, and we consider Sandhawk to be like the fast-paced game in a competitive scene, right? But Romno was just like, I don't know what happened. It was like a nuclear explosion, and everybody was out of the game.
Living 2.0, let me tell you that. 15 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen, and we have Esports, 13 elimination, 5 placement, total of 18 points to their name. DRS just 1 more. If they could have secured those eliminations of that knock, they would have been on the hashtag number 1. Oh my God, talk about unlucky. Then we have RLX.
with 16, 10 placement points with a chicken dinner, and 6 elimination points. Oh my god, the competition was so close. Then KOM with 13, 8 for Hyena, 6 for Nepex, 5 for the LOD Nexus, 3 for RC32.
Oh man, again, I was trying to catch my breath there for a while. Oh my goodness. But again, for my first time casting Rondo, I feel like I should have like a bigger bag of air here, for my lungs, because again, with all of the trade-offs that happened simultaneously, it was insane.
And the petition to make every match Rondo.
Oh, that could work for us. That could work for us.
I need this aggression, man.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Oh, man. Okay, here we go. And as for the other teams, as on the second page, Shripek with 2, Royal Gurkhas from Royal Gurkhas, the Duty Squad, they've only managed to put up 1 elimination point. But that was such a breath of fresh air, to be honest. We weren't really expecting for the teams to get eliminated as fast as that one from Rondo. But yeah, I mean, it was. It kept my blood boiling. At some point, I thought I was gonna jump up, and just stand up while I do my commentary for Rondo.
I mean, that is true. The way everything that was going on, no one was expecting that. Let me tell you, no one expected any of this fight to actually occur like this. That within the 15 minutes marker, we're gonna have not only the show match end, but end with a great style, with so much less points on the differentiation side between the teams. And it was 18, it was 17, it was 16. My head was spinning at one time as well, as I was coughing in the middle. And oh my god, the fights were not stopping. It was a non-stop action for the 10-minute marker at the very least.
I didn't even know what to say anymore, just because of how many fights were happening at the same time. I couldn't even keep track of all the players that that's been getting taken down, for all the exchange that happened. But oh my goodness, I think we deserve a break after Rondo map.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure that you guys do too, because again, we didn't even know that it was done. But hey, more of the action, of course, brought to you by the PMNC Grand Finals right at the moment that we get right back. So don't go away.
Great news. The Selection Lucky Spin has been completely reworked. Pick your own rewards. Enjoy massive discounts. Select total draw rewards. Increase your chances of drawing your desired items. Come take a look. Tap here and choose Selection Lucky Spin to go to the event page. This Lucky Spin event introduces a completely new draw experience. Choose items according to your preferences. To form your own prize pool. After making your selection, you get a discounted 10 draw that's only valid during the event. The draw costs only 300 UC. Furthermore, first daily single draws during the event cost only 10 UC. It's a super sweet deal. As you continue drawing, you'll get total draw crates. Different quality total draw crates require drawing different amounts. Reach a certain number of draws to get the corresponding total draw crate. The higher the crate's quality, the more valuable its rewards. Get tons of material rewards with a single 10 draw. Most importantly, when opening crates, priority is given to items you don't already own, so you don't need to worry about getting something you've already drawn. Just have fun drawing rewards. It's super easy to get your desired items. Doesn't that sound amazing? What are you waiting for? Event period, April 18th, 2025 through May 15th, 2025. Join the Selection Lucky Spin event now.
Rondo is here. Are you overwhelmed by all it has to offer? In this video, we'll be going over one of its unique features. Rondo is much larger compared to other maps, and it has features that other maps don't have. For example, in Erangel, throwing a frag grenade won't destroy the terrain, yet in Rondo, doing the same thing blasts a hole in the ground. Other than frag grenades, you can also destroy terrain with pickaxes and vehicle explosions. They each shape the terrain at different speeds. Frag grenades are the quickest. Just toss it and let it explode. Vehicle explosions are next, which also leave behind wreckage that provides cover. Pickaxes are slowest. It takes a lot of swings to dig a pit. All three methods let you create a temporary shelter to hide in, which gives you a greater chance at survival. When you're in trouble, you can rest at the cover you created. Note that in Rondo, only the ground can be terraformed. Buildings, water, and cement are indestructible. During combat, you can create a hiding space for yourself and wait for enemies to come close to catch them unawares. If you're in an open area with minimal cover, try using a smoke grenade first to obstruct your enemy's vision. Then create a temporary shelter in the ground with a frag grenade before attacking. With a vehicle, you can exit it and attack it from a distance. After it explodes, use the terraformed ground and remaining wreckage to go after your enemies or rest. Head to Rondo now to experiment with this new feature.